Wealth building is a process that usually takes time, and although the idea of becoming a wealthy millionaire overnight is appealing for many, whether we admit it or not, the only way getting rich overnight will work is either through speculation or inheritance, or winning the lottery. But what if I told you that if you follow just a few easy steps, although you won't get rich overnight, it will be a fast track for you to get on the right path to the lifestyle that you dream of? Here are 12 ways to grow your wealth in a very short period of time. Number 12. Pay attention to the little things. The majority of people who succeed at growing wealth do not do it because they hit the lottery or they got lucky with one big investment or business deal. They succeeded because they took the time and care to get the little things right. Simply put, they did it over and over and over again. The fact is, people who became successful at growing their wealth nailed the fundamentals and they practice those good habits consistently. Those little things they pay attention to include prioritizing their goals and values over luxuries. Paying close attention to their finances ensure that distractions and human error are kept minimal, asking for help, and many more. Number 11. Consider owning rental properties. One of the best ways to grow wealth fast and over a long term is to earn passive income. And one of the best ways to do that is to own one or several rental properties. With a well-managed rental property, you will receive a steady stream of income every month, with very little additional effort required on your part. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want to get paid monthly checks while sitting back doing anything and everything that makes you happy? But just because you have rental property doesn't mean there isn't work to be done up front. You will have to find reasonable tenants to move in and deal with occasional maintenance issues. However, your additional income is essentially going to be on autopilot. Unlike mortgage payments, your rents are going to continue rising over time, meaning your tenants will be paying some or all of your mortgage while you sit back and watch your properties appreciate in value. Look, if that isn't a way to grow wealth, I don't know what is. Number 10. Ask for raises. As the cost of living goes up almost every year, so does your experience and value to your company. Because of this, you should not be afraid to ask for regular raises. Not only to keep up with the increasing cost of inflation, but to be paid what you are truly worth. Nobody wants to be getting paid pennies when you have obviously shown you are a proven asset to the company. However, this does not mean that you should constantly be on your boss's neck about getting paid more. You have to make the case when appropriate that your value should also reflect in your salary. Those who fail to ask for raises when they should tend to not even get them at all. So, do not overlook this source of growing your wealth. Number 9. Start a business. Let's face it, a majority of the world's billionaires either started a business or inherited their money. If you're looking to generate a large amount of wealth, starting, growing, and managing a successful company is one of the most likely paths to go about it. Of course, entrepreneurship is a very risky proposition, as many new companies tend to fail in just the first few years. Anyway, the point is that if you can create a solid business idea, raise the appropriate and required funding, and get the right people working for you. Trust me, this high-risk and high-reward path can pave the way to a lifetime of wealth. Number 8. Set up multiple streams of income. It is quite hard to generate sizable wealth on a single salary, even if you decide to save a large portion of it. To be able to build wealth fast, you need to set up multiple streams of income. For instance, in addition to your job, you can pick up a side hustle that matches your talents and abilities. If you are a freelancer, try to find additional clients in different industries or the industry you major in. Not only will this bring you additional and much-needed income, it'll also help protect you during a financial crisis or economic downturns if you happen to lose one of your sources of income. Number 7. Avoid being too speculative. Although being speculative is a sure way to risk all the savings you have worked for, being too conservative can also be equally damaging in terms of limiting your wealth. Taking some risks in your financial life, from investing a bit more aggressively to start your own business, is a necessary component if you want to generate or increase your level of wealth. Owning some stocks, your own business, real estate, or even some cryptocurrency are a few ways to gain exposure to higher potential returns on your investment. Just understand that while speculation has its role in generating wealth, it brings additional risk to the table as well. Keep watching, because in a minute I'll tell you my number 1 strategy on building wealth in less than 5 to 10 years of starting. Number 6. Increase your education and skill set. Look, if you're going to spend your life working for others, you will have to make yourself as valuable as possible if you want to generate more wealth. Educating yourself in a variety of fields and developing a diverse skill set are some of the best ways to effectively demonstrate your value as an employee. It also helps drive the point home when you demand for a raise. I bet you have at least one specific skill set that is in high demand, such as those in the high-paying tech and financial industries. This way, you give yourself the best opportunity to grow your wealth faster. Number 5. Buy dividend-paying stocks. Dividend-paying stocks might seem like a slow and boring way to build wealth, but they're one of the best ways to tap into a solid and growing source of income with lots of capital gains as well. The dividend aristocrats are large and well-known companies in the S&P 500 index, like McDonald's and Coca-Cola, that have raised their dividends at least 25 years in a row. What it means is that those who bought these companies 25 years ago are earning huge effective yields on their original investment amount. The point is that if you combine the huge potential for capital gains, the dividend aristocrats can be a great way to grow or build wealth. Number 4. Buy an S&P 500 index fund. The S&P 500 index, also known as the Standard & Poor's 500 index, is a weighted index of 500 leading publicly traded companies in the US. It is not an exact list of the top 500 US companies by market cap because there are other criteria that the index includes. While the S&P 500 index does not guarantee quick and immediate profits, it has proven itself time and time again to be a tremendous generator of long-term wealth. Stupidly, most investors are surprised to find out that they never lost money over any 20-year rolling period. This means the S&P 500 index has a tremendous risk and reward profile over the long run. Number 3. Live within your means and not above it. Whether we admit it or not, you will never be able to grow wealth at all if you spend more than you earn. To set yourself up for a lifetime of prosperity, it's important to create a strict budget and stick to it. Also, making sure that in addition to all of your unavoidable expenses, you have a significant timeline for savings and investments. 99% of you probably don't even have $1,000 stashed away in an emergency fund. Every month that you come in under budget, you are adding to your pool of lifetime wealth. Number 2, avoid spending so much on assets. You want to know something? People that drive flashy cars, own some of the biggest houses, and have the most expensive stuff might look it, but they're not actually wealthy. They might have high incomes, but that money they receive gets spent instead of being saved or invested. As a result, they only have physical assets, but not a significant amount of net worth, because all their wealth is tied up to their possessions, which depreciates with time. If that high income somehow stops coming in, they would have nothing to fall back on. If you want to grow your wealth, avoid spending it to show off how much money you have coming in each month. Number 1. Save and be frugal. Understand that the importance of saving can never be overemphasized. You cannot begin any type of wealth generation or growing plan without having money to invest. If you don't have any savings, there's no money for investment. The moment you start getting an income, you need to make it your top priority to save as much money as you can. One strategy usually recommended by advisors is to pay yourself first. This means put money in your savings immediately when you receive your paycheck, even before you think of paying your bills. With this type of forced savings, you will not only be able to trim your spending, but it'll also result in rapidly growing wealth.